Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Prospects of Indian Lawyers or Indian Law Students Overseas. So, I hope everybody is doing well, and I first of all would like to thank you all for the appreciative comments and the constant support a lot of my followers have showed through all the YouTube videos that I've been doing till now, and I expect the same continued support in the future videos that I do, which will be helpful for you as well. So just a quick recap before we come to the topic for today's video is whatever happened in the last YouTube video, right? So in the last YouTube video, it was everything about how does law and the law students have prospects with different universities and what are the ingredients, or we could say essential requirements that an Indian lawyer or an Indian law student has to fulfill when they migrate to say Canada, UK and USA. So now in continuation of to that video, I would like to make my third video with the same topic but with concentrating and focusing on only one country, which is Canada. So you all know, and all my YouTube followers know, that I myself am based in Canada and I'm an Indian lawyer who migrated few years ago to Canada and started my journey from here. So that's the reason I started with the country Canada, in order to give more information about that. Okay, so let's start by saying that in the last YouTube video we have already learned how IELTS and your academics course and everything works, right? How IELTS and academics, both the things are equally important, and also you have to have a very good vocabulary in order to clear all your interviews, all right, with Canadian-based universities or Canadian-based colleges. But then again, some people will be confused about the concept of research, which I mentioned in the last video, as to how can somebody research on getting to know the appropriate college or selecting the appropriate program of your own choice, right, based in Canada. Because any student who is still in the process of getting their migration to Canada will still be, first thing after clearing their IELTS and also having an academic score, will need to figure out that which college or university are they most eligible for before they could take an admission, or how does the admission procedure go. So our today's video is specifically based on the admission criteria and procedures and things to be kept in mind before planning your law career in the country Canada. Okay, so let's start from a step-to-step basis. Okay, so I'm going to follow a 7-step procedure which will clarify and also include in it all the points, all right, that will end you to a good university over here. All right, so after you have done your IELTS, so you know that the validity of IELTS is for 2 years. So after you have done your IELTS and also your academics is clear. So basically in India, I know that there is a 3 years LLB program and there is also a 5 years LLB program. I myself belong to the 5 years integrated law course. So after the completion of these two programs in India exclusively, so after that you want to shift to Canada for your future studies. So now first I'm going to tell you how the education system in Canada for the law graduates is based. So basically the colleges, and basically Canada's education system with regards to the law colleges are bifurcated into universities and colleges. So now people will be wondering that what is the difference between a college and a university, and why is it two different branches in the Canadian education system as far as the law is concerned, right? So the reason is that the universities exclusively offer the LLM program, that is the Masters in Law, right? What we also call LLM in India and in many other countries of the world, right? And then the colleges offer the postgraduate certificate programs, typically of 1 or 2 years, and then the colleges also offer postgraduate diploma programs which are particularly of 2 to 3 years. Okay, so now questions will raise as to what is the difference, why should I do an LLM and not a post graduation, or should I select a post graduation and not an LLM. So I'm going to tell you the difference. So I'm going to tell you the difference between the two, all right? So the difference is that LLM programs in Canada are of 1 year, all right? So they are basically of 1 year. So 1 year of your education in LLM is going to be, say, after you finish your LLB in India, then you take your admission in LLM. So then first we'll discuss about how is LLM based and how can LLM be helpful to you, okay? So once you are done with your LLB in India, then you approach to the universities. So the top 5 universities in Canada are the University of Toronto, the Ryerson University, and also there are many other universities such as University of Windsor, and then also, yes, the most important, Gulf University. Okay, so all of these universities offer the LLM programs. So now LLM programs are also bifurcated into a lot of different fields of study. So then LLM program is, of course, all the LLM programs offered by any university. So make sure in your mind that LLM program is never offered by colleges. They are always offered by universities. Colleges don't offer the LLM program, right? And I'll tell you why later on. So there are these fields in which LLM is offered: arbitration, corporate, or we can say contract laws, criminal laws, then Canadian common law, etc. So these are the top 4 things: arbitration, corporate or contractual laws, criminal laws, or Canadian common laws, right? So a lot of so basically a lot of students go for any of these are the top most important programs taken. Many of the students also have different choices, such as doing their masters in administrative law or doing their masters, say, in civil laws or land laws, right? So it's completely on your choice as to what is your interest that you want to pursue in your LLM program. So I myself am an arbitration law graduate. So then now the major difference is why the LLM program is typically of 1 year is because in all the common law countries, LLM program including India or say China or many other major common law countries in the world also have the same 1 year in their LLM program. And LLM is basically based theory, right? There's a lot of theory and a lot of research involved in your LLM programs. So that's the only difference between a college and a university. Now let's talk about the colleges. The colleges provide you the postgraduate certificates. So first, the colleges typically provide you 2 things: postgraduate diplomas and postgraduate certificates. But most of the LLB graduates goes for the postgraduate certificates. I'll tell you why. Because you are already a graduate in India, right? You're already a graduate in India, right? Due to which you already are well acquainted, or I would rather say you are already well aware, right, of your graduation. Your graduation is already done. So why would you go for a diploma program? Rather you go for a postgraduate certificate program. That is a program of typically 1 or 2 years of study depending on a college to college base. So the best colleges in Canada, the number 1 is Humber College. The other is Seneca College, Centennial College, Georgian College, George Brown College. These are the main and the most important colleges based in the Greater Toronto area, which includes Mississauga, Scarborough, Milton, Hamilton, Toronto, etc. Right? And then also there are a list of many other colleges. Canada is a hub of more than 96 or 97 colleges which are all offering the law programs. So you have to definitely research on the field of study you want to go to. So for example, if I want to do my post-graduation in arbitrations, then I have to maybe Google or research or maybe directly tell the consultant that I'm working with that this is the field of program that I want to pursue, right? So that's how it goes. So basically Canada has 2 choices for doing your post-graduations or doing your masters. One is the universities and other is the colleges, right? Now, there is also one another difference, that is the fee. The fee structure in the universities for the 1 year LLM program ranges from 30,000 Canadian dollars to 45,000 Canadian dollars, right? Whereas the colleges have a slight rational, or I would rather say a slight difference or lower fee structure, right? So the fee structure in colleges typically ranges from, I would say, $20,000, right? So for a 2-year program, it might be between $20,000 to $30,000, and for a 1-year program, it will be somewhere between $15,000 to $18,000, right? So that's the thing. Now let's talk about the other work permit related issues. So if you do a 1-year university program, or I would also say if you do a 1-year post-graduation certificates are also 1 year typically. So if you do any of that, then you will end up getting a 1-year work permit, because the typical work permit, or I would rather say the typical immigration policy of Canada is if you study for 1 year, that is if your program is between 8 months to 12 months, you will be receiving a 12 months work permit, right? That will be considered as your postgraduate work permit. So after your completion of studies in Canada, you are eligible to get a postgraduate work permit in Canada, right? And then if you are doing a 2 years program, so basically if you are doing a postgraduate certificate, if you are doing a 2 years program, you are eligible. So if your education is between 16 months to 24 months, which will be a 2-year program typically, you will be eligible for a work permit of 3 years. So in that 3 years period, you complete 1550 hours. So basically 1500 hours, right? So you have to do 1500 hours in a period of 1 year, right? And you are eligible for putting up your PR, that is your application for permanent residency, right? And once you are a permanent resident, then you are eligible to stay for as long as you want in the country Canada. Okay, so that is everything today that I want to explain to you guys about how Canada is and what is the education policy in Canada. But then looking forward, people generally prefer going for a 2 years course, because that gives you an opportunity to be eligible for a 3-year work permit. And when you'll be eligible for a 3-year work permit, you have more time frame to finish the number of hours that you have to do, right, in your field of work and be eligible to apply for your PR. So that's always one thing, right? So that's everything for this video. Definitely there is more to be put forward. Also we have many other countries about which we have to share, such as USA, UK, and then which are the most preferred destinations at the moment. But I'll be coming to each one of them in the next upcoming videos. I started with the country Canada as I myself am based in this country, and I had a whole different approach to show you in an insight to how it works. Also, I would rather say that Canada is right now also attracting a lot of immigrations because of its liberal immigration policy as compared to other countries such as USA or UK at the moment, based on the work and the experience and PR. And also the market in Canada for the lawyers is quite wide and quite open at the moment, since there are a lot of IT and management students that come to this country looking for their future and looking for their post-graduation. But as far as the lawyers are concerned, Canada is right now welcoming a lot of skilled federal professionals, right? Because the country is in need of it. So you'll be easily able to land up jobs in different law firms or in corporate cultures. Typically speaking, the corporate culture is quite a wide scope here in Canada, because everything is based on multinational companies, and all the multinational companies requires legal assistance and legal advisory boards. So there is a high probability chance of after completion of the course you easily get the jobs. Also, with regards to the postgraduate certificate, which I mentioned is offered by the colleges, the most commonly preferred postgraduate programs by the people are paralegal programs, because they give you, the colleges have a more practical approach towards their teaching. So they give you majorly an insight of all the laws that are in this country. So paralegal is basically a common program which gives you different insight on all the different laws in this country, like from the scratch. So a lot of Indian students who come to this Canada as freshers do select that program, and it also, paralegal program is also offered for 2 years, right? So that way you'll be also eligible for 3 years work permit. So yes, that's everything about the video right now. Also, I'll have to tell you in the next upcoming videos for how the NCA accreditation process goes, such as how you'll be able to obtain your licensure in order to practice in Canadian law courts. But we'll be coming to each one of those things in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned and keep liking, sharing and subscribing, because with more hits and more likes and more comments, I'll be motivating myself to create more videos for you guys which will be helpful. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day guys. Bye. Take care.